Former Denver Broncos wide receiver Emmanuel Sanders just gave a glaring endorsement of new head coach Sean Payton. What's up, guys? Welcome to Denver Broncos Syndicate, part of the Sports Syndicate family of channels where we're dedicated to bringing you content about our favorite sports teams. I am your host, Gage Madrid. Before we jump in, guys, if you could just do me a big favor and smash the like button on this video as well as subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate it. It helps tell YouTube to push us out to fellow members of Broncos country and helps us get seen by more and more people. I would really appreciate if you could help us out. So the Super Bowl is always a good time for players and media to get together with each other. Pretty much everybody who is everybody is in the city of the Super Bowl. This season, it's Phoenix, Arizona, of course. So if you ever wanted to have a chance to get an interview with pretty much any player, past or present, that you want, now is a good chance to do it. Recently, Mile High Sports caught up with former Broncos wide receiver Emmanuel Sanders at the Super Bowl, and Sanders talked about the Broncos hiring Sean Payton and how he really believes that Payton will change the culture in Denver. Sanders would know from personal experience. He played under Sean Payton in 2020 with the New Orleans Saints. As we all know, the Broncos are a team that is desperately in need of a culture change in the locker room after having the stench that was Nathaniel Hackett plague it. We saw all those spats on the sideline with Russell Wilson and Mike Purcell, and later Dalton Reisner and Brett Rippon. So it's pretty clear if that is what was going on out in the open, what was going on behind closed doors had to have been much, much worse. The Broncos knew that they needed a locker room general to take charge and eliminate all of that stink and all of that crap from the locker room. And Emmanuel Sanders strongly believes that Sean Payton is the best guy for the job. Let's take a listen to what Sanders told Cody Rourke of Mile High Sports.
He has this thing called Club Dub, and everywhere we travel, like, he'll bring the speaker system in, and like, if we won, like, you'll hear it in the next locker room, like the speakers just bumping, and he got these lights, and it's like you're in a club, you know. And just the environment, the entire way that he's going to shift the culture of the Broncos, it's going to be different. Kind of like, it's crazy what's going on in Colorado, because you got the Buffs and you got Dion as a coach, right?
Right.
And you see how he's shifting the culture of the Buffs. That's kind of Sean Payton too, you know. Like, Sean Payton is going to shift the culture of the Broncos. You got to think, like, he's coming from New Orleans, but he's also one of those guys. He has a certain swagger that he likes. He has a like he was talking about in the presser in terms of details. He pays attention to the details, and he's going to bring an older mindset, but also a younger mindset too, because he's going to be relatable to the players. And so I think that was an incredible hire, and I feel like the Broncos got a coach who, you know, could potentially, you know, be a Hall of Famer someday. Something that, you know, obviously we've been waiting on a quarterback. But we also been waiting on a head coach of this caliber too. Somebody who's going to be consistent and is going to win games, that you know is going to be ahead of the opposite team's defensive coordinator. And I've seen that with Sean Payton time and time.
I don't think Emmanuel could have said it any better here. Sean Payton has this swagger about him. He has this demeanor about him. He's a galvanizing presence that you just are attracted to, and he's someone that you kind of just want to run through a wall for. He brings the qualities of Nathaniel Hackett that I appreciated. The player's coach, someone who's relatable, someone who can relate to both the veteran player, the grizzled old veteran, as well as the young rookie who just came in, who has been raised in the modern technology surrounded era that basically I grew up in. So there's that quality of Sean Payton that I feel like is going to be a fantastic contribution to the Denver Broncos. And also the way Emmanuel Sanders was talking about how Sean Payton wants to embrace a winning culture here in Denver, and that's something we have not had since Gary Kubiak. We've had coaches who have tried to embrace doing just good enough. Sean Payton will not accept anything short of excellent. And that's from the highest paid stars on the team in Russell Wilson to the lowest level practice squad guys. He expects nothing but the best effort and nothing but excellence from everyone on the roster. So I feel like that is a big shakeup in the culture that this team has been long overdue for, and Emmanuel Sanders clearly feels the same way. Sanders also went on to explain that Sean Sean Payton is a guy that will make sure his players are taken care of. He told a story about how he needed 8 catches in a game to get an incentive of $500,000, and Sean Payton went up to him and told him that he would make sure that he got those 8 catches to get that $500,000 incentive. That is exactly the kind of coach that I want in the locker room. He's someone that's not only going to hold his players accountable, but is also going to hold himself accountable to his players. That is, again, something that this locker room has lacked for a long time, and hopefully now that we finally have, quite frankly, an adult in the room, we'll start seeing the results on the field that I know that this team is capable of. All right, guys, how do you feel about Emmanuel Sanders giving Sean Payton the ringing endorsement? Drop those comments down below. I would love to hear from you. Be sure to leave a like on this video, as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. And while you're at it, be sure to follow me on Twitter at Gage Madrid NFL for even more Broncos coverage. And for now, this has been another episode of Denver Broncos Syndicate. I am your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.